Hello, my darlings. Welcome to Empress Moon Tarot 777. My name is Ocean Moonflower. Yes, Moonflower. And I'm here to give you guys an update. If you are brand new to my channel, this video will serve you absolutely no purpose whatsoever. I highly recommend you check out my zodiac reads, my podcasts, my astro forecasts, etc., etc. And I'll see you on our next reading. But for those of you that have been around for a while or have even been around just for the last few weeks and have noticed that I put up a post asking for you to send energy due to an emergency pacemaker battery replacement. So, beautiful souls, aloha. I'm finally back and I have a story to share. Honestly, this last chapter has been one of the most intense chapters of my life. And Mercury retrograde was not a friend to me. Neither was Neptune retrograde. Neptune retrograde is still going on, but that's okay. And thankfully, Mercury has gone direct, and things are starting to resettle back in my life. So I'm happy for that. I hope they are for you as well. If you had some Mercury retrograde hiccups, but I shall update you on why I'm here. So, my pacemaker battery had actually been at end of life. So, what does that mean exactly? It doesn't mean that I was going to die. It does not mean that, at any moment the pacemaker would give out and I just pass out and be gone. But it was pretty precarious because my body cannot withstand such low levels. And low levels for me might be normal levels for somebody else. So everybody's got kind of a different range their heart feels happy at, right? To be clear, I am 55 years old and I am extremely healthy, except for this one thing. Except for this one little thing, and that's that my heart doesn't like to beat at the rate it's supposed to. So even at that, they tested my heart. Everything looks fantastic with my heart. It looks great. The only thing is, it just doesn't want to beat fast enough. So, as a result, I had the pacemaker since 2013, September 16th of 2013. So it's been nearly exactly 12 years now. And it's been quite a doozy. So many of you know that I had been trying to get some videos pre-recorded because I just had a feeling that I probably was going to need to take a few days off. And I didn't tell you why. I was kind of cryptic about it. Well, I was able to do the podcasts ahead of time and the astro forecasts ahead of time, but I didn't get to the zodiac reads. So those will be resumed based on the current time. I don't think I'm going to have time before my shift tonight. So I will very likely be starting all the zodiac reads tomorrow. So today you'll just get my update video. So, you guys remember like early February, I came back with a bang. I was really strong. Everything was going straight, great. And then all of a sudden, boop, dropped off, right? Well, my pacemaker battery actually has been at end of life since February. So there's two different settings for a pacemaker. End of life is like final settings. Your battery's about to go and you darn well better get it replaced immediately, or else, right? Or else what? It's different for everybody. Prior to that, there's another phase where it kind of drops down into lower settings, but not quite at end of life yet. So that's kind of like the warning zone, where in that warning zone, you need to get your battery replaced. Well, a year and a half ago, a nurse said, "Hey, you've got a year and a half battery life on your pacemaker. It's fantastic. You're great. Everything's good." Well, unfortunately, that nurse didn't inform me that that meant that I needed to replace the battery. And so that little detail kind of would have been helpful, but that's neither here nor there. Well, since February, um, so yes, it's been months that it's been an end of life stage. And my cardiologist called it an unprecedented case because most people get the battery replaced long before then, right? And then certainly soon after it shifts over into end of life. But I was working 7 days a week, two jobs. So I was very active. So the only time I'd really notice is when I'd be at rest, or I would notice that it was my heart rate was struggling. I could feel something was off. In fact, at one point in time while I had the two jobs, I stepped back from the second job because I was like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on, but something's going on with my heart. I need to take a step back. And so, I did take a step back from that, which was very important. Anyway, um, so looking back, it explains why I'd been feeling so lousy and why the energy just wasn't the same and why I disappeared from the channel. So the truth is, we caught this in the nick of time. To be clear, I'm extremely stubborn. My Scorpio moon sign, its side is like extremely stubborn. And when they told me, hey, the battery needs to be replaced immediately, like you need to go to the ER now, you need to go to the hospital today, like this cannot wait. You need to understand like how urgent this is. There was that stubborn side of me that was like, well, is it really? Because if it's been off since February, is it really that urgent? Thankfully, I listened. Thankfully, I listened. So I said, well, can you get me into a room instead of going through the ER? And thankfully, they were able to do that, which was great. And interestingly, once I got to the hospital and they started taking my vitals, I started understanding why it was so dire that I get there that day. Because I had been monitoring my heart rate the previous weekend because I had been having some issues where I was getting dizzy while driving. I'd have to pull off the road to the side of the road, wait for it to pass, and then, get back home to the point where I stopped driving. I got out from behind the wheel. And that was a result of the pacemaker battery dying. And so I was not aware of that, but I knew something was wrong. So I was monitoring my heart rate, noticed that it was well below my pacemaker standard settings and that something was severely wrong. So I managed to make an appointment for that Wednesday, and that's how it all came about. So when I got to the hospital, and I saw that my heart rate was very low. It was lower than what I had tracked just 3 days prior. It had gone down significantly from 3 days prior, and my blood pressure had gone down significantly from 3 days prior. I knew I was kind of in trouble at that point, and I was in the right place. And thankfully, Maverick got there. I had gotten into town and gotten, to the hospital at that point in time. I was truly thankful for that. My son had been with me all day. He had to take the day off of work, which I know he couldn't afford, but I was severely grateful, or extremely grateful. Let me rephrase that. Extremely grateful for it. And then through the night, early morning hours of the evening, my heart rate went down even lower and my blood pressure went down even lower. And then I got a little scared. So I was very thankful that they were able to change out the battery for me. And just yesterday, they put my settings back to my standard. So I'm feeling really freaking fantastic. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I feel utterly freaking fantastic right now, except for some pain right here. But other than that, I feel amazing, 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 amazing. And I am just so immensely grateful. And so through all of this, both my son and Maverick have been an incredible source of support. My son really stepped up where I wasn't expecting him to, and Maverick stepped up, stepped in, and did so much. He was a good point of contact for my family. He was amazing with his love and support through this. And through these scary moments, it brought us even closer. So I am thankful for that. If anything good came out of it, at least that did. And at least the battery has been replaced. So I cannot thank my family and friends, as well as Maverick's family, for checking in on me and surrounding me with love and care. And I cannot thank you all enough for all of you who reached out, all of you who commented, all of you who let me know that you were thinking about me. I truly appreciate and value each and every one of you. And I cannot thank you enough for the care and for checking in on me when I really needed it the most. So thank you so very much. Your love, near and far, meant the world to me. It truly did. Okay, so now some little tiny things. If on the channel for the next couple weeks you happen to notice while I'm reading that I've got this gigantic bruise on my arm that goes all the way around. It's like it's really, really huge. If you happen to notice it, please don't worry. I didn't get into a bar fight. And it's not going to be one of those, oh, you should see the other guy moment. There was no domestic violence or anything of that nature. I got a newbie nurse who had to get signed off on IVs, and I happened to be the first IV that she needed to get signed off on. Well, needless to say, it didn't go too well. And I will not say her name. I gave her a little bit of heck about it, in a very playful way while we were at the hospital. But her second attempt at the IV went great. The first one left a baseball size welt on my arm, which I did not care for. But I don't heal from bruises quickly. So you may see it for the next month. It's very possible. So just ignore it. Don't worry. Nothing bad has happened to me. So, if you notice my incision under this scarf or under anything else, it's right over here. It's kind of gnarly looking, but I need to keep it free from anything on top of it right now. So, I'll be wearing scarves as tops and things of that nature. So it might look a little bit weird on camera. Just roll with it. I've been rocking the scarves as tops because, like I said, nothing's allowed to touch the area while it heals. So comfort first and fashion second. So the surgery went well, and I highly recommend this cardiologist. Both the cardiologist I saw first and the one that does the cardiology work. But I can't say the first one's name, so I'm sorry. The one who actually did the pacemaker replacement, Andrea Tordini, was amazing, utterly amazing. She's fantastic, extremely knowledgeable, great bedside manner. She was answered all questions and made me feel so comfortable with the process and the situation. I cannot say enough good things about her. So if you or anybody else you know is in need of a cardiologist that is going to be doing any kind of device placement or replacement, highly recommend Andrea Tordini. She was fantastic. I also recommend St. Joseph's Hospital. They were fantastic as well. I can't say that I would always be there in an emergency situation because you never know where you're going to end up. But I will say that they were really fantastic. They took great care of me, and I am very thankful. So just noting that. So the surgery went well, and I'm recovering more every day. My doctor still has me on a few restrictions through the next week. But the good news is that those restrictions aren't going to apply to tarot. They're only going to apply to my bartending. So I'm back with you guys completely. And I'm back to bartending too, with those limitations through the end of next week. And I'm back to living life with even more gratitude than before. And while I heal, I'm embracing total hippie freedom, total hippie freedom. No bras, wild clothing, just letting myself be while my incision heals better this way. And quite honestly, it feels like my soul does too. So, I think it's great. It's wonderful. So I just wanted to say thank you again to every single one of you for your patience while I kind of get back to normal, your energy, those that you sent me some, and those that thought to send me some and didn't, and your love while I took this time. I'm back stronger, freer, and so ready to keep sharing this journey with you. So, cheers to second chances. Oh, I almost cried on that one. Cheers to second chances, wild healing, and all the high vibes to come going forward. So I will see you guys tomorrow with some tarot readings. I don't know where I left off. I'm thinking it might have been Leo or Virgo. Let me take a quick look. Hold on. Looks like I left off on Leo. So we're starting back with Virgo and Libra. So Virgo and Libra will be up tomorrow. And thank you so very much, everyone. I truly love and adore you all. And I am so grateful for this soul family. Love and light. Mahalo nui loa. Kiss, kiss. and ta ta for now. Peace out.